So as I went through Ranger assessment and selection, and I met all the other guys that had gone through BUDS and SFAS and every other special ops selection out there, I started to understand what goes on inside the minds of those that quit, that fail, and that pass. And one thing for you guys is that if you want to pass selection, you have to essentially kill the weakness inside of you, because selection will find it, expose it, and rip it out of you. The question is, will you still be standing when it's over? So you have to think of weakness as not just physical, it's mental, it's emotional, and most of all, it's a choice whether you choose to engage with it or not. The guys who quit, they don't fail because their bodies gave out. They fail because their mind gives them permission to quit. So today what we're going to go over is how to get rid of that weakness before the selection even starts, and how to build unshakable confidence that will carry you through every gut check moment that you encounter. And this is the mindset that separates those that make it from those that ring the bell or quit. So let's get into it a little bit. All right, so identifying and eliminating the weak mindset patterns is important. Weakness starts in your head before it ever shows up in your body. And if you don't catch that early, it continues to grow and to grow and to grow. So you got to audit your thoughts like you're your own drill instructor. So here's how to tell if weakness is starting to creep in, right? You'll start to have excuses in your mind, like I'll train harder tomorrow, or self-pity. This is harder for me than other people. Is it like this for them? Hesitation. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe you start thinking of plan B. Comparison. That guy's more prepared than I am. This is a mental virus, a mental cancer. Every time you let one of these thoughts inside or let them slide, you're training yourself to accept that quitting is an option. So here's your rule. We don't have mercy for weakness. The second a negative thought enters your head, want to catch it and replace it with something positive. There's no tomorrow. I'll train now. Hard is good. Pain means I'm getting stronger. I was built for this. I'll keep going no matter what. Whatever it is, you decide. The key is that you need to replace it. Then we start to talk about rewiring our identity, becoming this guy that will not quit, right? Confidence isn't some magical feeling. It's not a personality trait. It's an identity. You either see yourself as the guy who finds a way or the guy who finds an excuse. The guys who crush selection already know, I'm not here to try, I'm here to finish. I don't care how I feel. I do what needs to be done. I am a special operator before I even arrive. If that's not your mindset yet, then start repeating this every single day. Walk into every workout like you're already the man who finished selection. Walk into every challenge like quitting doesn't even exist in your universe. Your body, what you do, your actions will then follow this identity of who you believe that you are. Now, if this seems like a tall task, I understand that it is. We go a lot deeper and we understand the frameworks and how to get through the fears and everything, as well as creating training plans for you very specifically. Nutrition, recovery, mindset, all of it, working directly with me inside the blueprint. All you have to do is go to @TheRangerBlueprint on Instagram, follow us, you'll talk directly to me, and I'll show you what that looks like. Let's go to the next step, which is building confidence through controlled suffering. Confidence must be earned. You don't get it by watching videos. This video isn't going to get it for you. Other videos or podcasts aren't going to give it to you. You don't get it from hype. You get it from pushing yourself into hell and realizing that you can survive it. If you want to be confident into selection, you need to start breaking yourself down in a micro way now. Right? You do this through controlled suffering. Small things, or it doesn't always have to be working out. It's waking up earlier than you want to, training when you're incredibly tired, hungry, or even a little bit sick. Choosing discomfort on purpose at all different times. If you want to train when it's convenient, you're setting yourself up to fail, because when selection gets hard, and it will, you won't have the reps of suffering to lean on. You won't have analyzed your mind during that time. Every time you train in a state of suffering, you're banking confidence, you're building up these reserves, you're analyzing what's going on in your head. When selection pushes you past your limits, you'll know, I've been here before, and in this case, I don't break. All right? Removing the quitting option. You'll hear a lot of people talk about burning the boats, right? And where that comes from was old explorers conquering a new land and burning their boats so that there was absolutely no chance of returning home. They had to make it work. Okay? People fail because they give themselves an escape route, backup plan. Get rid of that. If you leave a crack in the door open, right, and a little light comes in, you'll use it. So when you commit getting into special operations, make it non-negotiable. Remove the quit option completely. It's not just a goal, right? It becomes who you are. The guys who finish, they've already decided. They don't quit. No matter how bad it gets, I'll keep going. If my body fails, they'll have to carry me out. When you operate from this mindset, your brain also starts to adapt. Your body starts looking for an out. When you get to that breaking point in selection, you'll already know there's only one way forward, which is through. So removing a lot of this weakness isn't about motivation. Motivation dies, especially in, something like selection where you're in a complete survival state most of the time. The only thing that gets you through is discipline, identity, and the reps of suffering beforehand. So start now, getting rid of the weak thoughts, rewiring your identity, chasing a bit of suffering, and burning the boats, as we say, getting rid of the other options. When you do this, selection won't be able to break you, and you'll realize that it wasn't about your physical ability after all. Now it's time to go put in the work. If you want to get trained, coached on this by me, put with a group of guys who are doing the exact same thing as you, and go far deeper on all things selection to make sure that you have at least a 90% chance at passing, go follow the Ranger Blueprint on Instagram, DM Blueprint, and we can chat. Until then, we'll see you next time.